There's a lot of really cool paths over here. Just hanging out with some friends of mine and scouting some property, complete, wilderness or developed property that can be used for camping, hunting, that kind of stuff. I always shoot my videos and my camping and all that on private land. I always get the permission and shake their hand and all that, and get the okay. You don't just randomly go on land, so that's all. Doing a little scouting, and just met Todd, a friend of a friend who owns land. Got the okay for him, and got the okay from my friend Gary to use his land for camping and etc. And yeah, this is what you do, right? Scout for camps. I like having a lot of camps. I got camps all over the place. It's nice having access to a bunch of different land.
There's a cave over there, and then there's
we were looking at that earlier.
You want to go hit those caves.
The one right near the road right
here?
I saw that when we first pulled up. We looked at it.
That one's been built. Somebody built that.
Yeah, that one over there is just a piece of the ledge fell down.
I wondered if that. I used to hang out at that one as a kid.
I think they used to keep animals in that.
I don't know.
Just the way it looks.
I think there's been a cave in though. And I was taught there were these things called, what do they call priests? What?
Monk caves.
Monk caves. And looks like that one's had a collapse. So I wonder if there's another chamber in behind.
Yeah,
the
we looked
collapse.
at it. We could see the collapse.
Yeah.
Me and Shane were looking at it when we first pulled up.
I never started poking around on it because I don't want to get buried. You know what I mean? I don't have all that equipment.
But the other thing my brother was telling me is that the British had a ammo depot someplace in the area too, and I wondered if that could have been it.
Yeah, because I mean, this is the original road.
Yeah.
So, back in the day, because that one ends up going up to that one in those woods right there.
Yeah.
That comes over the top, and then that hooks up.
Is that road that we found, Gary, in the middle of the woods?
Yeah, that's part
Me and
of it.
Gary found a road in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
So
It's
that
part of it.
that's like old.
Like
Colonial
Revolutionary War old.
There used to be one that ran through here and looped around
Over there,
and
and
went
then-
back that way, but I think there was one that
I think this
there
is
was
part of a. This is actually part of the foundation right here. There's a little piece here,
Yeah.
and then
I was going to
your
say
dad
there
had
was
pushed the top of this off a long time
It
ago
was-
with a dozer.
they
Like
used to. I found an old map and it had 3 houses listed on that old road in this area. Now one of them I know is down
other side of the ledge over there.
Yeah, it's down there because I found that. We found that before. We're gonna go down there
You
with.
guys hear that?
Rain.
No, something walking in the woods.
Yeah. I think it's a squirrel.
My luck is gonna be a giant deer, and I'm gonna go like
Ooh,
this.
that's why I said
Sweet.
that, because y'all here
No,
deer
I'm not
hunting,
shooting a
and,
man on the
and
road.
we're sitting here
There's a cop
shooting
right
it.
here.
We're sitting there chatting instead, and a deer's gonna walk by.
A million times. A million times.
Yeah. All right.
No, go up. That trail goes up, and then if you follow it back down, you'll see it goes down the hill, and then it just makes a loop back around. Yeah. Or that one makes a loop back that way.
It was nice to meet you.
Same here.
For sure, man.
I'll see
Nice
you
to
guys
meet you.
around.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
Stay safe.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks, Todd. We'll see ya.
Thanks.
I'm going on for the day, so.
Okay.
Alrighty.
That land, but my dad sold it years ago to his father.
This was part of your land at one point?
Yeah.
And your dad sold it to his dad?
Yep.
That's amazing, dude. I love it.
So if this works out, this will be real handy because we've got that parking lot.
Yep.
And you know, we can cut through this trail to get to my property on the other side.
Yep. That's cool that he gave permission like that. Appreciate
Well,
it.
he's got permission to go on my land, so, you know, it's a quid pro quo.
Looks like that might be a foundation right there. See it?
Yep. Yeah.
Right, you can see the walls on the right.
Yeah.
There's almost, is that another cave?
Well, that first one we thought
Did you
was
see that?
pretty deep and came out another side.
Yeah, there's something there.
Remember the first time we looked at that other one, Gary? It looked
Yeah.
like it went in behind the ledge and went down along the
I think
split
it,
of
I
the
think
ledge.
it hooks left, but it's caved in. Yeah, I think this is part of it. This isn't the other cave we were talking about.
And there's all rubble right here, rocks, big rocks.
This is an old foundation.
Yeah.
Alright, so that accounts for the 3 of them then.
Oh no, so it's not a cave, it's just a corner. It's like a cornerstone.
Yeah.
This is like somebody's basement right here.
Right.
And their house was going that way.
Right.
They dug into the hill.
Yep.
Pretty cool scout. Checking out some interesting sites here in the woods. Historical significance. When the British came, or invaded is a better word.
Yeah, my brother was telling, I've never heard that story. He was telling me that supposedly, somewhere in the area, there was supposedly an ammo depot that the British were using, and that he was going to find it, but
Interesting.
he's never found it that I know.
Well, come out here with a metal detector. I'm sure you'd find some really interesting things.
Yeah. Well, kind of wish my dad didn't sell all the land over here because there'd be some great.
Yeah. Some real nice sites over here.
You know, if you walked over, this would drop off. It's ledge.
Yep.
That's where there's actually a natural cave over there.
There's caves
Not
over there.
big enough to get into though. Or a critter might live in it.
Right.
So when we cross this wall here, we're back on my, we're getting onto that 7 acres.
Right. So out here is where the original Colonial Road was, huh?
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
I know parts of it we used to get, that's been there ever since I was a little kid.
Interesting. Well, it makes sense that we'd find home sites and basements along it in the middle of the woods because, you know,
See, if you
that's
follow
where
this
people would
one
would live
this-
next to a road.
This comes out on the paved road up on that corner.
This path here. Interesting.
Alright, So now, now we're back on my land.
Right.
Now the problem with going up here is you're gonna probably see houses.
Path. Another path. Yeah, Shane got to my house at 6 o'clock this morning, and I showed him my game room and
Nice.
went to my shed, and he picked out a piece of birch. I picked out a piece for you. It's in his trunk. And yeah, we just kind of hung out for like an hour at my house before we split out. Stopped at Stop and Shop and whatever. Just been kind of not rushing, having a day. Justin?
Yeah. All the balloons that go up must come down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize Todd had all these drills. This is awesome. He's got a 6-wheeler that he rides around.
Yeah, he was mentioning that before.
Yeah. So yeah, once you go over the hill here, you actually, if you look probably through the trees, you can see roofs over there. So this is probably as close as you want to get. But
Gotcha.
this isn't bad up here though. It's pretty
All in here, huh?
flat. And then as you head back this way, it starts to drop off again.
Is there a water source nearby at all?
Not up here. At the bottom of the hill, there's a stream. Doesn't really flow, but it runs under the road over to that swampy area. That's the only water. So yeah, this was the first area I had scoped out, and initially I was going to put a camp up in here.
Huh. Before you made your hollow, huh?
Yeah, and then I decided that we're going to have groups of people. That side of the road made better sense because there was more places to park without being right on the main road, you know? Now that Todd's given us permission to cut through, changes things. That you got a nice shelf up there.
Yeah.
Another shelf in here. And yeah, like I said, it just keeps, stepping down.
Right. And you can't be seen back there.
No. See, originally, I was going to take this land and I was going to put a house up here. Up on this hill, but I decided at this stage of my life that I didn't need to be building another house, so.
Yeah, a lot of trails through here.
So you got a lot of trails.
Just coming up on another trail right here. We just came from this one. We're going down this one.
So I don't know what you think, but from this point on, it starts to drop off pretty quick. So
It's tough because there's a water source at the other spot,
right.
and well, that's kind of it, I guess.
Well, and that is, the thing is
And everything else, this spot's better.
there's at least 2 months out of the year where there's no water over there. So.
Right.
And that's usually during prime camping season. So. Well, somebody's been up in here.
Yep.
Michelob, Sam Adams.
Maybe last year. They look kind of washed
Yeah,
out.
they've been there for a while.
Whoa.
You all right?
Right out from underneath you.
Yeah. Those are, unfortunately, really.
They're not hiking boots.
Yeah, they're not. Good for weather like this. Not good for this type of walk.
Yeah, I noticed you being real careful when you're walking.
Yeah.
I figured those boots must have been a little slippery.
Well, I bet,
Well, I think anybody would have slipped at that
I bet
point.
that kid's probably seen that sign and he's.
That's why when he saw my camera, that's
Yeah.
probably why he's wondering.
Thought we were filming them.
Are you the one that put that there? Probably thought I picked up my camera, was
Now it
take.
makes me wonder if they're still coming on the property.
Oh yeah, it seems like.
Now they're probably like, oh fuck, you got us on camera now?
Yeah, and we were probably reviewing the footage, and Todd was there with a gun.
But
There's
like
a
I
widow
said,
maker, huh?
the
Look
original-
at that. Somebody cut that and just
Yeah.
left it.
Yeah, it's snagged in the top there.
Yeah.
Obviously Todd did it because he's got his ATV trail here.
Oh, so he probably made that trail? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. We'll stick with the plan and go to the other place
Okay.
this time.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll find a camp up here next time. In that flat area you were showing before, when you first said it was a nice area up there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a camp there. But seeing as I already made the fire pit over there.
No,
And,
I just wanted you to
yeah, I appreciate it.
see. And of course, you know, like I said before, I'm not a huge fan of that camp on the hill. And if you want to take that and make that yours, have at it.
Oh, the one we used for the rendezvous?
Yeah.
Yes. Awfully kind of you. But yeah, so we'll do.
I mean, I know you're all about the sweat equity and making something yours, so I get, you know, where it's pretty well established why it doesn't really appeal to you for that reason, but. Offer stand.
Appreciate it.
Up there, you definitely don't have to worry about.
I think I smell someone's wood stove. Smells good. Todd's mom, yeah. Cool. How goes the chain?
Good, man.
Cool.
So yeah, with all these trails, it makes easy access, that's for sure.
Sure does.
Feels a lot more like a fall day than a winter day.
It does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I think you're right, Gary, because he was like, what are you taking pictures of? I'm like, people, you, you know. But instead, I was just, you know, don't know anything about that. I just told animals. Yeah, earlier we're near the road, just to clue you guys in, and I have my camera on a tripod. We're not that close to the road, and I don't know, 30 yards or something. And a guy driving by stopped, and he's like, he asked me like what I was doing with the camera, like totally bizarro. It's like, what are you doing with that in the woods? I'm like, taking video of animals? Like,
Yeah, I think
like what do you care?
between that and not knowing who Todd was and having him just walk down the trail with a gun over his shoulder, like, you guys want me to drive your gear down? Take a six-pack? I'm like, what is happening here?
Yep. It's a pretty strange day.
When we got to talking, he told me he's an environmental engineer for
Yeah.
the town,
Yeah,
so we were...
They geeked out over surveying and engineering for 10 minutes.
He's familiar with the jobs we're doing out here. He approved some of the wetland permitting, and
It's pretty cool.
No, I think he, I'm not sure what he did in the military, but he was in the military. I'm not sure if he was in the engineering division in the military when he was in.
yeah, he said he was in Iraq, I think.
Yeah, I said,
My
said he
guess
did
is
3
he's
tours.
probably a combat engineer. If that's,
Yeah.
you know, what he's
Yep.
pursuing after Army, you know.
Yeah.
So we'll take this out to,
That turnaround area.
yeah,
or
we'll
that,
take
that
it out,
turn.
we'll take it out to,
That's pretty interesting, the historical significance of this land with the British road still being here in the woods. It's interesting, right? Find the sites where people, you know, that's the original road, right? And like we put houses along roads, and like that road is just not used anymore. It's not paved, obviously, and those sites, those homes are long gone. And I'm sure at some point, when the road was being, I mean, because at one point, like the British changed their name to Americans, right? And so, at some point, they stopped using that road, and they sited new ones. Maybe that still, like I'm on a road right now. That it just goes in, just in the middle of the woods on both sides. But you know, these windy roads in the woods. Yeah, I mean they follow the Colonial Road, just probably a little bit of a different path, and you know, maybe more stable, different ledges. They were built, you know, instead of by a wagon, they're built for car, right? Because technology changed, early 1900s. And so I'm sure at some point there were still a couple people still using the houses on the old road that wasn't used anymore. And they would start on this road and drive up. And that road became kind of like their driveway, you know? Like some of those old foundations, saw a couple of them in there. You know, I wonder if there was a point when people were still living there, but that road had already kind of been phased out, you know? I don't know. Seems pretty probable. So, just looking at land and a lot of rock walls in the woods and little caves and caches. I'm in northeast. We're in Massachusetts, where the British came. And so, you know, this area has a lot of history. There's a cave right up over here. You know, Todd was saying he thought maybe there might be British, like barracks, like munition area, like where they stored, you know, ammunition. Other people think it might have been a cave put there by somebody who wanted religious, you know, for a place to stay, a monk living in a cave for religious reasons. Here it is, right here. So, was it for ammunition by the British? Was it? for somebody to live in? I don't know. I don't know. It seems to be they found a spot with two large rocks, like ledge, you know. They had just had a gap in the middle, and they just spanned it, basically, with rocks, and made an artificial cave. And it's literally still dry in there right now. Bone dry in there. It's very small. But like Gary was saying earlier, you might have heard on the video about a cave-in. If you look further in, you can see like those probably rocks up there. And you see those like rubble. More rocks that keep going. And the cave doesn't stop. It doesn't stop there. So those rocks might have been from there. It might have just blew in. I don't know. Maybe somebody destroyed it. But I would think that those rocks right there possibly could have been part of that wall. And it looks like it keeps going back. Up above, you can see that hole. Right down there. See it? And then there's another hole. A tree grew up right there. There's another hole past it. So here's the cave. We have a cave in right here, which probably was blocked. And that was a nice tunnel this whole way, and it kept going back there, which makes sense because this probably was a gap all the way back there somewhere. And you just covered it all in. And I bet that tree is what caused the cave-in. Because if you look right back there, that's where the tree roots are, right back there. So that's my guess, without any extensive studying of the situation. There's a tree growing right over it. So the tree probably, just speculation, but it probably caused the cave-in. And the reason why the tree failed to live is because it grew in a cave, basically, and it didn't get what it needed, and that's why it fell. Well, it died. It got weak and died. So anyways, a lot of speculation on what it's for and all that, but that is cool.